Wonder how many fights I got on Druid tonight that are actually worth looking at. I'll find out after we're done here. Go clip that footage up. We'll see. So, if you weren't here last time, I built this. This is my new foundry. This is going to handle all of our materials processing. We have bays for copper trains, we have bays for iron trains, and it all gets fed into this giant foundry assembly down here with a calcite belt running down the middle, but we don't have a ton of calcite right now because the Volcanus ship does not bring very much of it at a time. What we need to do today is we need to migrate all of our production out of these furnaces and into foundries so that we can keep taking advantage of the production boosts that we get from them. And the first thing that I would like to replace is this gears factory that has been a constant throughput limiter for this base. So we're going to head over and take care of that basically before we do anything else. I don't know how many foundries I'm going to need, but we'll start with that and we'll see how we do. I also don't need any of these ancient, antiquated yellow belts, so I can find a drone to give those to. You guys want to come take these out of my inventory? Turn them into blues or something like that? I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you. And then we're going to head up here and we're going to rip apart this gears factory. It's all wrong. You should maybe also grab some speed modules, because you're going to be running past some of your mines. Those would be over here. You're not making any, because you're out of greens, because you're out of plates. Probably because you keep sending all of your plates to gears. So we're going to fix that. This station can go. This station can go. And all of this can get taken apart. Everything must go. I think we're going to use the same plot of land for the gears factory, because we do have the track coming in here already. The only wrinkle is I want to try and use more of these junctions that actually avoid trains crossing as much as possible without making them enormous. And elevated rails really don't like existing on diagonals. So I can do a couple things. I can either put a junction in here. Oh, you know what I could do, actually? I can use this one. Oh, I can use... Oh, this is going to be really neat. I can use that one. Because the elevated part only has to make the 90-degree turn. And I can split off the part that goes under. And I can just have it run up here, because the part that runs under can exist on a diagonal. And the main traffic motion I want to preserve is this motion, because everything running into all of these circuit assembly plants is what's going to consume most of the traffic. Can I also give you guys a... No, I can't, because you don't have any green circuits on you. So I'm just going to head down here. I'm going to give you one of these, and then they have a place that they can unload that stuff into. Because we're going to be picking up a lot of crap from disassembling this factory. A lot of plates from disassembling this factory. But we can put all this into storage, and then eventually they'll move it over somewhere that it matters. I can give you some yellow belt. I can move this tank out of here. Right here is probably a pretty reasonable spot for you to be in. Let my drones catch up. Let them get charged back up. We're going to have one train here that's confused for a while. That's the gears train, trying to figure out where to go now that the 121 gear stop doesn't exist. but he'll get it figured out shortly. Alright, I'm gonna help you guys, because you're not going fast enough for my liking. This may also, in the short term, actually help our plates productivity out. Which means we may actually start producing science again. Because right now it's off because this station is not taking any plates in. Because there aren't enough plates to go around. In part because this Gears factory was one of the main consumers of plates. So by ripping it apart, we should actually get quite a few plates put back into the system. You guys can have these gears, these belts, these belts, these belts. You can probably have all that rail, too. You can have all these gears. Drones are going to immediately snap those up. And then I also don't need logistics bots on me. You guys can just go find somewhere in the network to do your thing. The next thing we need to do is rip out this rail. And I also think... I can take apart this logistics network. I don't think anything up here runs off of logistics. It doesn't. I think you just use those to build. So why don't you collapse this network down a little bit? You don't need any logistics coverage out here. You might later if you decide to build more, but... for now, I don't actually think it matters. So Oli, you can come back with me. You can come back with me. Both of you can come back. You can come back. And then I think I could delete, like, these three. Maybe I'll let you guys finish charging first. There you go. And then let you finish charging as well, and then we can pull this one back. So, let's back the rail up. And this is an extremely active track, so be checking all the time whether there's anything coming. You're good. You don't need any signaling here anymore. You can get rid of that. And then you need to make 4 of these, which is going to take refined concrete. Which you don't usually keep on you. You guys can come take some of these gears away as well. Four of these. 4 of those. I actually need to get our rail back. No, we don't. We can have construction bots take care of this. Come up here, finish this last bit off. And then, I was going to say we need to sever this connection, but we're not actually severing this connection. Trains can go around the long way, since we completed this loop. So they actually do have a way to navigate back into circuit distribution if they need to. Well, this little construction project is going on. And this little construction project is going to look something like this. Because we were smart and we saved the blueprint. It's going to conflict with this turn through. Oh, interesting. Okay. I need to back this up further than I thought. We're also going to need to blow up a cliff. This doesn't matter, but it is going to make engine delivery extremely long. Engines, I think, can still deliver. Yeah, because you specifically put these corners in because you were thinking ahead. But in order for the engine train to go to the electric engine factory, it needs to leave from here, go through here, go down here, through here, down and through here, back up through here, and then back to here. So that's not ideal, and we probably need to find a way to add that motion in. But it's not my priority right now. My priority is just plugging in this 90-degree overpass and then figuring the rest of my life out from there. So let's focus on that. Get that cliff out of here. Mainline T, 90 degrees. You're going to sit here, and you're going to sit there. This power line needs to get moved. And I think that power line probably powers important things. So we'll put it back in. We'll just slide it out a little bit. I think that's the line that powers the coal mine, but I'm not positive. Yeah, that's the line that powers the coal mine. So we can't just leave that one off. You go here. You connect here. And now we get weird. Because this isn't how you're going to go. This track is totally safe to stand on, because all the traffic is going to be going overhead. I need to back these up to about... This one can get backed up like all the way. This one's going to go crazy. So you're going to do a big, big circle. You're going to go like this, like this, and then you're going to run up this way. You're going to branch off here and attach to this. So that's that movement. You're going to go like this and attach here. So this is the cross that we're going to need to signal. And then you... Oh, you have so much room. You have tons of room. You can actually send this out one more. I think. No, you cannot. You make this turn, you extend 2, and then you connect here. So, yeah. 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 I don't like that angle. I can do better than that. I want it to be a nice, smooth curve. And I think the only way we're going to be able to achieve that is by playing around with this angle a little more. Yeah, that's too far. So you are going to need to live with this. Which is okay. And then stick half here when you get on. Chain as you get off. Half here as you get on. Those are fine. Those are fine. You didn't touch those. Why does this join feel unnecessary? Do you have joins that work like that on the other one? Yeah, you do. You have 2 splits, actually. Okay, that's normal and expected. So you're gonna look like that. And then do you really just leave the middle unsignaled? No, you need exit signals over here. I think that's the junction. And then as soon as you come out of this thing, we're immediately going to straighten you back out. And that is going to be the on-ramp into the gears foundry. As for where it stops, you're going to come all the way up to here. And you're going to hang a turn before you get to the water. We're going to have this be some nice waterfront property. How big is that lake? Pretty big, yeah. This will be some nice lakefront property, and you're going to come out here. And then you're going to make a turn. You're going to come in here. And you're going to have a series of loading bays. And we need to figure out exactly how big those loading bays need to be. So we're going to run you back up here, and then we're going to head over here and copy and paste some of these. Because this is fundamentally the same loading and unloading structure that we're going to be using. Let's trim off the parts we don't need. Create. It's going to need to be much bigger. Let's line it up while it's a ghost. It needs to be over 2. You're gonna get a lot of cliff explosives up here. Because that whole ridge probably needs to go. Here? Yes. There you go. And then you also need to line it up with... Oh, it fits! It actually fits exactly perfectly. Oh, you couldn't ask for a better looking train station. That rules. Cut here, cut all of this. And line it up with that. So it's going to go to there. Then, change the station names. Rotate these pumps. Rotate all of you. Rotate all of you. Make sure you're all facing the right direction. This is going to be 141 molten iron drop-off. You are going to be the same thing. On a scale of 1 to 10, how similar is Factorio to City Skylines? I'm gonna say like a 3. Things that are similar. Number 1, traffic is a larger problem than you expect it to be. Number 2, building things that are bigger is fun, but also increases the complexity of managing them. Number 3, there are resources that you extract from the ground. So that's your 3. All of the things that are not similar, there is no automation in City Skylines. So that's a pretty big negative. There's no planets in City Skylines. That's also a pretty big negative. There's probably some more negatives. You're the only person in Factorio, but in City Skylines, there's more than one person. That's a big one. This track doesn't need to be here. Go ahead and move you. You're going to need a path signal over here to tell people that they're allowed to come into the station. You also need to change the circuit condition on this stop. It should be when... Why is that station wrong? That's not right. Also, why aren't you filling? Because the trains are full. You had exactly enough iron to fill the trains. Weird coincidence. Why are you... You're not right, man. You're not right. This is supposed to be molten iron when it's less than 50,000 times 4. Yes. Yeah, that's true. That's another similarity, is that aesthetics are important in both. So I guess, like, 1 to 10 similarity to City Skylines. Maybe it's closer to a 4. Still pretty different games, though. Actually, it's not even aesthetics. It's, like, finding a good place for things, like finding where a building will sit, or finding where a factory will sit. But I kind of lump that under aesthetics, honestly. What did I come down here for? Tanks? Yeah, you came down here for tanks, because you're out of tanks. You make tanks here. You didn't set a filter for tanks. Anything else missing a filter here? You definitely are. You're supposed to be heat pipes. Anybody else got their filters screwed up? These all look fine. These all look fine. These don't look fine. So these are supposed to be assembly 2s. These are supposed to be assembly 3s. Alright, the rest of them are good. And these drills are actually almost done. We are down to 70,000 iron in that patch, and then that patch is dead. So we're going to have to think about tapping a couple new iron deposits relatively soon. Plug all these in. And then the other thing that we're going to need here is a double 141 pickup, which is not something that we've built. So it's going to look like... Where's a 141 pickup that I like? You? Yeah, you're pretty good. I'll grab you. I'd actually like to get the station with you as well, so I can line the station up, if that's alright. You're gonna sit here. That's not the station name that you will have. You will be 121 years pickup. You're actually going to be a 121 now that I think about it. We want to give you a nice pleasing gray color. Like a 115s all around. Is that the color of the gears that we're using in like other factories? Your plates. Your gears. 130, 130, 130. When gears pick up, you want to summon a train when gears are higher than 48 times 100 times 2. And you're also not going to be a 4x1 stop, you're going to be a 2x1 stop. Which means that we can pull these a little closer. But I want maximum throughput. So how condensed can I get this? You're going to have... Yeah, you're actually not even going to use these. You're going to do something a little different here. You're going to have a splitter here, and you're going to have a splitter here. And then you're going to have an underground here that goes to here, and an underground here that goes to here. You're going to loop around like that, and you're going to loop around like this. And the belt is going to come in like that. And then because we can... No, you don't need stacks here. You do not need stack inserters there. Fast inserters will be more than enough. Get all of this connected to your circuit network. Copy you. Move you to here. You don't need that underground. Do we not have a train station on us? We don't have a train station on us. Alright, fair enough. That doesn't need to be there either. We can just circuit like that. And then we can adjust you upwards just a little bit. For the sake of compactness. And then we need to head back into the base, and we need to grab some electric circuits so that we can make a train stop. Good. All we need is green circuits. I'm going to be a disgusting engineer, and I'm just going to eat him right off the belt. So that's 1. Then for 2, if I mirror it, I think it'll actually look kind of sick. Oh, I want the belt to run up the middle, actually. This is wrong. Get rid of that. Change the way that these are loading and unloading. Get rid of that. And then get rid of all this on this side. How's that going to work for you? It's not going to work for you. You'd have to make them one further apart. I'd rather have the stations be compact then. Undo all that. I've changed my mind. Destroy this. We'll just have these smushed up next to each other. And that'll be fine. And you go like that. You'll go like this. And then I think the gears are probably going to come in from this direction. Because we can have the molten metal come in the back off that pipe. So we're going to need to circuit you. You're going to get circuited, or we're going to need to signal you. You're going to get signaled here. You're going to get signaled here. We need to connect you with our fancy little rail join, which I think is going to go like this. These aren't going to connect. Why? But why? They should. Like, that's not right. You can just tell that that's not right. Do these need to be one more apart? Is that the problem that I'm having? I don't think they're going to want to be nice. Yeah, like these don't... I can't put a rail in the middle of those. So I need to move this down further. Because I want to be able to run a rail down the middle of it. I think it needs to go like here. Yeah. So now they'll play nice. Yeah, okay. And you come up through here. Connect to here. Just can't shake the feeling that it doesn't look right. But it's right. Then we need to power you. We can power you with this connection right here. And then we need to figure out how to power this whole thing. Did you leave yourself enough space there? I don't think you did. You didn't. You're gonna need to move this again. But this time it'll be right. Oh god, I didn't want you to show up yet. Can you go back to gears drop off? Nope, because you're locked in here with one-way signals. Be gone. Not ready for you yet. And that happened because you're not wired. Which you are not. So I need that to exist. I need to get rid of all of this. Create this blueprint. Oh, it's really not going to want to cooperate with this, huh? This station is wider than that one by exactly one rail. No, you can fit this in. You can fit this in. Snip this part off, and don't worry about blueprinting that. Grab this. Trim that part off. Create this. Just worry about getting it to hook up here. You've Fucked it horrendously. Undo. You need to make this blueprint and then save it. Create. Put it in your inventory. Then deconstruct. Then, when the deconstruction is gone, you can put it back in. But I actually have a spare... I don't have a spare... we'll figure it out. We might have to bulldoze this cliff. Which would be sad. It would be very sad. But I'd rather get the stations to fit elegantly at the expense of a cliff than get the cliff to fit elegantly at the expense of a station, I think, currently. The only way we'll know for sure is by actually plugging this thing in and seeing what it looks like. And seeing how bad this corner is. Yeah, it hates that. But can you do this? And can you get a path signal to fit in there somewhere? You can. So is it perfectly symmetrical? No, like not really. But I think it's good enough for my purposes right now. So there's going to be one blue belt that comes out like this. Plugs in here. One that comes out like this. You could actually just have the 4x4 run straight up here. It would go somewhere like this. This is probably best. Or like this. I think it's going to be that. And then you're going to come through like this. You didn't give yourself enough room on the pumps. You're going to have to slide this whole thing down again. Give me a drone hub up here. But not right there, because you're going to have to bulldoze that immediately when you slide this thing down 2 tiles. Give me one, like, here, and here, and here, and here, so they can charge quickly. Cut this. Slide it down 1. And then while your drones work on that, go get your undergrounds and stuff. Because you're going to need some extra undergrounds to make that work. Undergrounds would be over here. Where did I put undergrounds? They've probably vanished into the logistics network somewhere. So just trust that your robots have logistics coverage on that. And they won't steer you wrong, probably. How sure are you that this is going to be the final position of that station? After your 4 revision attempts. I think reasonably sure. Are those mine? Those are mine. They're trying to recharge. I think you're reasonably sure that's the last time you move the station. So you can start to think about where the foundries are going to go, or at least ratio things out. We're going to be pulling in... It really doesn't matter how much molten metal you're pulling in, you're going to be making a ton. You need to generate 4 blue belts out of gears. So just figure out how much you need for that. This is going to make 6 per second. A blue belt holds 45. Best you could do is 42. That's 6 and 7, I think. Does that sound right? Yeah, you can make 7.5 of these. So you're just going to have 8. You're going to go 2, 4, 6, 8. And that's it. That's as complicated as that build is. That makes 1 blue belt, 2 blue belts, 3 blue belts, 4 blue belts. And the only real thing you need to worry about is, like, lining it up with this pipe. That's as simple as it is. So you come up here. These stations are done. You can plug in the blue belt that you wanted to route at the top. You go like that. And then there's a splitter that sits here, and there's a splitter that sits here. You come in like this. You come in like this. You feed directly into that underground. You come up this way. That's the belting done. So now you need to move these roboports because they're in the way. I guess wait for your drones to finish building that. I guess this isn't the only way we could have routed the track here. We could have consolidated this a little bit, but I'm gonna say it's fine for now. Maybe we rebuild it later. Maybe we do like beacons or something, who knows. Back you guys all the way up to here temporarily. You can have all of those. I don't think you can hold that whole box. Alright, sure. Figure out your power for this first. I think you do something like this. I think you do something like this. And I think you do something like... Do you want to use stacks for this? You should probably use stacks for this, just because it'll look fun. You do something like that. Your piping as well, maybe, while you're back here. As simple as it is. And then you should just be able to copy and paste that module almost. Whatever. Doesn't matter for copying and pasting. One, 2, 3, 4. Then line it up with your molten metal pipe. Which is going to attach right there. And then slide all of this over. Please stop building that. It's not ready for you. Slide it over to, like, here, maybe? Now you can come and build it. And we also know that this side is not going to have any building conflicts. So we can put our roboports back in. And we can have our pods get back to work and give them somewhere nice and convenient to charge. Well, you guys are working on that. I can figure out how to plug this molten metal in. And then I can trim this belt back. You can also trim this underground pipe off. It's not necessary. And then all we need to do is route the belts in. You'll go like that. You'll go like this. You'll go like this. You'll go like that. And then power. We have a pretty easy connection to make right here. That should turn everything on. And I think this thing is now ready. Oh, you're not connected. How can I connect you in a way that's pleasing? Down here? Yeah, that'll do. Also, you're not connected. I think that's this station ready to turn on. We need to rename these stops. These are both 121 gears pickup. You're also 121 gears pickup. We're going to need a second 121 gears train, which is, like, totally fine by me. What do I need to make 2 more locomotives? Nothing. But you actually need... Yeah, no, you need 2 more locomotives. We'll grab a train car from down here. Train car or 5, and then 6 rocket fuel. Refueling station, probably the fastest place to get rocket fuel while I'm down here. Maybe from the tank that I parked up there, but I don't know how much is in it. And honestly, that tank might still be running off of, like, coal or solid fuel or something crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cleared across. Just barely. Hello, rocket fuel train. I assume that's you. Nice to see you. And then we're going to plug a 121 in right here. So you're ready to go. I just want to copy your orders off the other gears train, actually. Because that'll preserve the interrupts as well, and I really don't feel like remaking the interrupts. And then you guys are going to... Oh god, station list is getting long. Feels good, man. Molten iron pickup. Why are there 3 molten iron drop-offs? Where's the 3rd molten iron drop-off? That doesn't seem right. Oh, it's at the bus. It's that stop. Because we want to start making belts. I'm actually fine with that. Add station. 141 molten iron pickup. Wait until full. Molten iron drop off. Wait until empty. Low fuel interrupt. Automatic. Copy you. Paste to here. And then go do your thing. And then you also go do your thing. Find a way to make yourself busy, why don't you? This needs a... Alright, we gotta go make a small tweak over there. We need to slightly improve our rail signaling. That train could be pulling out much faster than it is if I just put a normal rail signal at the end of the switches that lead out of the factory. So we're going to go do that now, as long as I'm thinking about it. That's the iron train cruising along to wherever it needs to go. And the beautiful part of this entire base, basically being a train network, is that that's all I need to do. I don't need to route gears back into the base or anything like that. The trains just take care of it. Everything that used to run off of the old inefficient gears plant is now running off of the new, more efficient gears plant. So if you go there, all of these path signals will read green as soon as you get past here. I'll just put a couple of them in. That shouldn't come back to bite me, even though some of those blocks are definitely shorter than a 141 train. I'll be fine. You don't need to be there. Alright, so how are you guys doing? You have both decided to drop off here. Okay. Oh, that connection is too long. One too long? Yeah, it's one too long. How about that? How does that suit you? Can I get a drone to come along and take care of that, please? And then we'll watch this thing turn on. Here he is, my noble pipe delivery boy. And then where's my noble normal pipe delivery boy? Here he is. Alright, that turns all of those on. It definitely produces 4 full belts of gears. And 1/2 of those plants isn't going to be running full-time. It's going to throw everything into the splitter. The splitter is going to divide it up between gears train 1 and 2. And then the splitter here is going to further divide it up between left side loading and right side loading. As long as we aren't consuming more gears than we produce, eventually these chests will back up. And the fact that this inserter doesn't get to grab any gears until these boxes fill up will not matter. For now, that's going to be a throughput limitation. It will not be a throughput limitation forever. Why are some of these not fully... fully compressed? Like, why is this happening? That should never happen. Oh, because those inserters are taking too long to grab. I actually know how to fix that. I don't know if I know how to fix it the right way, but if I have a second set of fast inserters also taking out of the foundries, then we should be able to fill all those gaps. It doesn't matter. Our throughput is still way more than anything we could conceivably need from that plant. And also, why aren't you running? Because you can't grab gears. What was I thinking when I set this up? This is all wrong. You grab here. And then I need an underground there. I don't have an underground on me. Oh, you're killing me. Oh, can I please have 50 underground belts? Logibots. I'm very dumb and I need your help. Thank you. So this turns our science back on. Our military science is still awful, but it turns some of our science back on. So you need to go under here and then up here. And pull off of that gears belt. And that should be enough to keep all of these green assemblers moving. So our only issue right now is purple, but everything besides purple runs at 300 science per. We're getting really close to being able to crank some research out. And then you haven't received a train yet. But that should be... Why are you guys still here? Oh, because you can't go to Molten Iron Pickup because the stations are off, because we haven't had any calcite dropped off. Because the Volcanus calcite ship is too slow. Makes sense. Alright, so if we do this and this, then these inserters should help to keep the gaps filled on this belt when they appear. And then I'll just copy you up. This is incredibly not necessary, but we're kind of getting to the point where resources are free and infinite, so we're going to do it anyway. Just to make sure we have none ugly gaps in this belt, because they look disgusting. Ugh. Ugh. Gross. Yuck. So you guys take care of that. Off goes the gear strain. We're making it. We're getting closer. The next... Oh, I don't have any personal robots on me. I need to grab some personal robots again. Let's go grab some of those. We're going to grab all of these power poles. These don't need to exist anymore. We can also rip down all of these roboports. These can all go. I'm very happy with how this works. This looks like it's doing just fine. We do have to come back and decorate it at some point, but I think for now this is way more gears production than we need, and it's going to help to keep the base topped up. So next biggest priority, even though it's kind of boring, is probably just going to be metal plates, like iron plates. And then after that we'll do steel, and then after that everything is pretty unimportant. Those are the big ones to get knocked out of the way. We can also finally put the foundries in, and we can do our belt automation. So where do I want those to go? I can't really think of any reason that I wouldn't just want to stick them on top of the stations. I definitely don't want to fit them over here, because they don't have the same footprint as the current optimal grid. And I think I would also like them to have slightly higher throughput. And I'd also like the lubricant pump to fit into them in a pleasing way. So I think it would be like this. I also don't know if I even want to do Logibot delivery for gears to these things, because they're going to consume a lot of iron and gears. And I might want to belt a couple gears out of this station, if I can think of a way to do it that would keep it balanced. Let's start it with Logibot only. And then we'll see if we can come up with something better after that. So you are all going to take lubricant in from the back. Pause champ. This is going to run like that. This can go. I'm going to let you use up the lubricant that's currently in those machines, and then we're going to take that pipe down. We can power you like so. And then we'll just leave a 3 wide space here, here, here. Run this power line through here. And then we'll set these up for direct insertion. With probably logistics chests in the middle. And we'll definitely want those to be storage chests. Because we want these to be able to supply the network. So here, 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 here. And all you need is gears. If we're going to be doing direct insertion, all you really need is gears. So I think I could do this as the output here. We definitely want you to talk to the logistics network as well. So bring this green wire over. Wire this whole thing up. And then you need to get connected here. 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 It's a good looking belt factory. We're finally doing it, Vision. We're finally doing it. Also, I've been meaning to ask you, has the audio issue been around on the stream lately? Because I tried a couple things, and I'm not sure if it worked or not. I've been skipping through some of the VODs, and I haven't found it yet. But it's possible that I just haven't watched the entire VOD. You are enabled when fast splitter is less than 50 times 40. You haven't noticed it? That's incredible news. So the fix was to change the audio bitrate on my computer from 48 megahertz to 44.1. And that appears to have worked. You are undergrounds. Less than 50 times 40. Then you also need circuit control. Oh, you already had circuit control. My bad. My bad, y'all. You get the same thing, except that's blue splitters. 50 times 40. Uh, 100 times 40. 50 times 40. Yeah, very much Huzzah tech fixes. Although I think I'm ready at this point to put audio issues in the same category of they're magic and I don't understand them that internet currently lives in for me. Where I'm like, I think I'm reasonably tech savvy. I've been building my own computers since I was like 14. And I think there's a reasonable amount of things that I'm capable of debugging myself. But audio issues, man, who knows how that shit works? Nobody knows how that shit works. I'm gonna do these chests automatically, or manually, because I explicitly don't want them to pull splitters. I'm doing direct insertion of splitters. I don't need that requester chest to worry about that particular aspect. And then you are going to be yellows. So yellow normal belt, yellow splitter, and yellow underground. You are also going to get a requester chest here. And you literally just need gears, but you need a lot of gears. So, I mean, like 500 on that one. And that's the one in particular where I'm like, I should probably replace that with a belt. But maybe I don't need to. Who knows? And then you also only need gears. You will also need gears, 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 and green circuits. But you... I could just pull directly from the foundries for your recipes. Wait, do these things not take molten iron? Why did I think these took molten iron? Am I stupid? I guess I am stupid. Also, these need stack inserters. Holy cow, the productivity. They're so fast. You need green boys for sure. Also, that steel plate productivity gone. Our science is currently at 175 per minute. That's pretty good. I would say that is an acceptable level of scientific production. I actually think that might be more science per minute than the base that I've been playing offline. But to be fair, my Gleba science production in the offline base is pretty atrocious. And that's a bot mall. Or that's a belt mall. Look at them go. Oh, you need gears. Hang on. Missing some inserters for you, King. Double check to make sure... Yeah, see, you've got a problem there. You need to make sure that these are not just going to overrun your production thresholds. Because they will if you give them half a chance. Especially yellows. We have way too many yellow belts right now. And splitters. Less than 50 times 40. Morning, Callus. How you doing? So are all of these set up appropriately? Yes. 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 You don't need to be. Yes. Yes. Okay. I think that's good. I think I don't need to touch that anymore. You are devoid of lubricant, so I can take all of this apart. These don't need to be there anymore. This power line doesn't need to be here anymore. These requester chests can now trash themselves because they don't need to request anymore. And off they go. What's your problem? You're a gears train. You should be able to pull in here, but you can't pull in here because the station is disabled. Because it doesn't have enough gears. I don't love that that happens to you. I'm going to be honest. Because if there were a molten metal train that was trying to pull in to drop off the molten metal to allow you to pick up gears, you wouldn't be able to. That's interesting. I might need to rethink the way that I'm doing these multi-stops. What happened here? I lost a laser turret. That's fine, I'll live. Hmm. I don't immediately know how to solve that. I guess, what's the worst thing that happens if I just disconnect this? You can then pull in, but what happens to you once you're there? You load, and then because you're not full, you wait there. Which I think is fine. So maybe the solution is to not have destination or pickup stops. To not have pickup stops, get circuit controlled. So that they always try to summon a train. And then they just wait there. That would mean that you would always call for a train. It would mean that you would always call for a train. And it would mean that every mine always calls for a train? No, you only need to do this when there's more than one stop. The only place that you have to worry about this is where you have parallel stops with the same name, where one can be off, but the other one can be on. So the only other place you have to have that consideration is here and here for now, but you need to be really mindful of that as this trading network begins to expand.